going, YouTube? Gozy here, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am excited, and no, it is not because of my block getting built in Houston, Texas right now. It is because of what is in this box, okay? So what is in this box I have been waiting over 11 months, damn near a year for. It is finally here, and God, I am happy, I am grateful, and I am just happy it is here, okay? So took a while. Patience is key, and what is in this box is one of the key component to our next setup, and it is here. I am eager to show you guys and also see what it looks like in person. So without further ado, drum roll please. Might have to put this camera down. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Okay. It is heavy as hell for no reason though. 3, 2, 1, and you guessed it, Holley High Ram finally here, thank goodness. I'm gonna take it out of the box and lay it on the car so you guys can see what it's looking like. Holley High Ram, 105mm snout. You can see my hand fits perfectly in there with lots of space. This thing is huge. I don't know if you guys can see that. I might have to turn it around. This thing looks good, and I think it'll flow perfectly with the rest of our mods. Currently have a 103 Nick Williams starter body on the car, so porting the intake snout on the Holley shouldn't be needed. The air should just flow right in. Alright, overall, very happy that the intake came in. It is just one less thing to worry about. Still waiting on other small components like the head studs and other shit that I can't think about right now. But as far as the head studs, push come to shove, I'll just run the head bolts while I break the block in. And speaking of blocks, so I ended up going with a different route. At first, we had the factory 427 sent out to get sleeved and forged. Saw the invoice, and it was almost worth taking it up a notch. I'm gonna say that. So here's a clue. It's gonna be a bigger bore than a 427. So taking the cubic inch up a bit more. Alright, so that's a small clue. I'm gonna keep dropping small clues here and there about what route I chose to go with, and whoever can guess what route that is, I'm gonna give a shout out. So guess in the comments, let me know what you think, and within the next couple of videos I'm going to be revealing what I ended up going with, and I think you guys are going to be happy with the decision I made. So go ahead, drop in the comment section, let me know what your guesses are on what my decision change was, on what route I chose to take. Alright, and whoever guesses it right, I'm going to be giving you guys a shout out. Alright, so let me know. With that out of the way, let's switch gears, let's switch focus. So since I bought the car, I've been putting off strapping her on the dyno. But now with the new block currently being machined, I'm thinking, why not? Alright, so let us see what the stock bottom end LS7 was making this whole time. So the plan today is to take her to the dyno, strap her on there, do a couple pulls, see what she's making. Previous owner said she was right around 800. It feels like 800, so but today we will know for sure what she's really making before I take that motor out and probably have it up for sale. Alright, so let's play that guessing game one more time. So stock bottom end LS7 F-1R ProCharger, 12 pounds of boost, 14 degrees of timing. What do you guys think it's gonna make? Alright, so I'm guessing anywhere from 8 to 830, 840 horsepower. What do you guys think? It might make 700 or maybe like 650. I would say I am feeling pretty relieved, pretty accomplished in the sense of being able to get this motor out of here in one piece, because every race, every run I had in this car, I always felt like, okay, this is it, this is where I blow it. 12 pounds of boost on a stock bottom end LS7 is no joke. Alright, so I'm glad we made it out alive, and on to the next best thing. Let's get this cold start going so we can hit the road and see what she makes. like 7.3.
First pull, 768. Max torque is at 650.
I didn't make literally any changes. Huh? Yeah.
Fresh off the highway to the dyno.
Right.
Let it pull off for an hour or two and probably make another 20.
Intake air time, that first one was at 1, averaging 140. So that's pretty hot, yeah. Just reviewing the charts here. So our first pull was in red. Literally went onto the dyno as soon as I got to the shop. No cool down time, nothing. So I look back at my logs and the PCM was pulling about a degree and a half of timing. And 5 minutes later, we ran it up again. No changes, no adjustments to air fuse, spark, none of that. And we made over 30 more horsepower. So that just goes to show how big of a factor intake air temp plays and just engine temps in general. So if I would have let the car cool down a bit more, we probably could have made well over 800, but it's all good. This is just a baseline just to see where we're at. I'm not going to sweat the numbers too much. I had fun with the car. The car did exactly what I wanted it to do. All right, so with the new block coming in, it only goes up from here. So it's a good baseline. At least now we know where we're at. And honestly, I am happy with it. I will take it. All right, and with that being said, I'm going to conclude this video. I appreciate y'all for dropping in, for keeping up with the journey. All right, thank you for the love and support. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video.